much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and a very warm welcome to Pointless, the show where obvious answers mean nothing and obscure answers mean everything. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hi, my name's Pauline. This is my husband, Ian, and we're both from Consett, County Durham.
Couple number two.
Hi, my name's Tanya. This is my husband, Carl, and we're from Ruislip.
Couple number three.
Hi, my name's Tilda, and this is my brother-in-law, Tom, and we come from Lytham St Anne's.
And finally, couple number four.
Hi, I'm Sean. This is my wife, Mara, and we've come from Birmingham.
And these are today's contestants. Thanks very much, all of you. A very warm welcome to Pointless. Lovely to have you all here. We'll get to chat to you throughout the show as it goes along. So that just leaves one more person for me to introduce. He is big and he is clever. It's my Pointless friend. It's Richard.
Hiya. Hey, everybody. Hiya. Hello there.
Hello.
So many familiar faces back with us. Three returning pairs. How lovely. Feels like a reunion.
Doesn't it?
From the last show.
I like the new people who've just moved into Podium 4.
I think they're going to fit in perfectly, don't
I think
you?
so,
They
yes.
seem lovely. They do. They seem delightful.
We popped over there just to say hello beforehand.
Yes, absolutely.
They
Could
seem nice.
not have been more hospitable.
They were lovely.
They are going to fit right in, everyone else. Don't you worry about that. Ian and Pauline, welcome back, got through to the head-to-head. Round one for Tanya and Carl, I'm afraid, so fingers crossed to see a bit more of you this time. And Tom and Tilda, very well played last time, through to round two. Steve and Josh, the only people who are no longer with us, they had a jackpot round on London Underground stations for £4,750.
Yeah. Oh.
And they didn't win it. So that is makes the party even better, doesn't it? Good luck, everybody.
Yes, yes, yes. So basically what happens, therefore, is we add another £1,000 to the jackpot from last time. So today's jackpot starts off at £5,750. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. You just have to remember this. The pair with the highest score at the end of each round will be eliminated. That is all you have to remember. Very, very best of luck to all of you. Our first category today is music. You can all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second, and whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. Okay, and the question concerns songs with long titles. Richard.
Yep, I'm going to show you 7 UK Top 40 hits on each board that they've all got long titles. That's how we've grouped them together. You just need to tell us which band or artist had a UK Top 40 hit with these songs, please. Good luck.
Okay, and I've now got to read them out. See you in 10 minutes. Here is our first board. I guess that's why they call it the Blues, 1983. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine, 1991. If you tolerate this, your children will be next, 1998. You took the words right out of my mouth, Hot Summer Night, 1978. Gilly Gilly Oss and Feather Cats and Ellen Bogan by the Sea, 1954. Tie a Yellow Ribbon Round the Old Oak Tree, 1973. And I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man, 1987. I can read those again. I guess that's why they call it the Blues, 1983. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine, 1991. If you tolerate this, your children will be next, 1998. You took the words right out of my mouth, Hot Summer Night, 1978. Gilly Gilly Oss and Feather Cats and Ellen Bogan by the Sea, 1954. Tie a Yellow Ribbon Round the Old Oak Tree, 1973. And I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man, 1987. Ian, welcome back to Pointless. Lovely to have you here from Consett. Remind us what you do, Ian.
I work for a large motor manufacturer in the northeast of England.
There we are. Wow, and fun?
Yes, yeah. I'm seeing the last of my days out, hopefully.
And what are your interests?
I do a lot of cycling, and I do a lot of running, just try and keep fit, just keep myself ticking over.
He's in good shape, Ian.
Yeah, he's in good shape, and not just the moustache.
Not just the moustache. That is in good shape too. Ian, what would you like to go for on our board?
Right, I know quite a few of these. Obviously can't say who they are, but I'm going to go for It's the End of the World as We Know It, and I Feel Fine, and that's R.E.M.
R.E.M. says Ian. Let's see how many of our 100 people said R.E.M. It is R.E.M. Good start to the round. Well done, Ian.
Yeah, a wonderful song to start the round with as well, the R.E.M. song, terrific stuff. Wasn't a hit first time round and just scraped the top 40 in 1991. Number 39.
Wow. Yeah, good song. Thank you. Tanya, welcome back.
Hello.
Remind us what you do, Tanya.
I'm a secondary school teacher.
That is right. And what are your interests?
I like modern films, so like Spanish films or French films. So like watching those in my free time, spending time with my son.
So modern films, I'm just thinking, because when you say modern films, that's not the same thing as new releases,
No,
by
I was
no
thinking
means.
sort of modern foreign
Yes.
language films.
Yes, I see. Of course, Tanya teaches languages. Yeah, I know. Brilliant.
Yeah,
Yes, so you go to films in art house cinemas.
occasionally.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very nice. Now, Tanya,
Yes.
how are you liking the board behind you with the extremely long?
Not liking the board because
Loving it.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
I did know the REM one. I don't know any others, so I'm going to have to guess completely out of these. So I'll say Etta James, for I guess that's why they call it the blues.
Etta James, says Tanya. Let's see what happens when we say Etta James. No, I'm sorry, Tanya. I'm afraid that scores you 100 points. Maybe it won't be the last 100 points of the round.
Yeah, sorry, Tanya. I tell you what, she would do a great version of it. She would have done a great version of it, Etta James.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Richard. Tom, welcome back to Pointless. Remind us what you do.
Financial controller or accountant.
That's right, up in Lytham St Anne's.
That's right.
Very good. And what do you like getting up to when you're not doing?
I'm a keen follower of Blackpool Football Club. And it's like they've pulled defeat out of the jaws of victory over the last 4 or 5 years. They're in a real mess. Well, you've got to do something on a Saturday afternoon. Shopping's not going to be it.
No. Well said, Tom. What would you like to go for on our board?
Well, I know one on there. A tie yellow ribbon on the old oak tree. Tony Orlando and Dawn, I think it was.
Tony Orlando and Dawn. Says Tom. Tony Orlando and Dawn. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said it. It's right. Well, 100 was our high score, and you passed that immediately. 26 is our low score, and you passed that as well. 23. Very well done indeed.
Yeah, L. Russell Brown, who wrote the song, he was inspired to do it when he heard exactly this story, but about handkerchiefs being tied to a tree. But that story, and then someone said, "Look, don't say handkerchiefs because they're for blowing your nose on, and also they don't scan very well."
No. Also, a yellow handkerchief. You're not thinking of it, you know.
Oh yeah. Because maybe it started white.
Yeah. There we are. Thank you very much, Richard. Sean, a warm welcome to Pointless. Good to have you here from Birmingham.
Thank you.
And what do you do, Sean?
I am a doctor, so I work for a large health service which covers most of, if not all of the nation.
Oh, wow. Well, I work for a large health service. That's exciting. Are you in a hospital, or are you in a surgery, or are you?
I work in paediatrics, so I work in a hospital.
Very good. And what are your interests, Sean?
When I'm not also suffering as a Blackpool fan, I am trying to get myself in better shape. So working out a lot and trying to eat a bit better and things like that.
How long have you been doing that for?
Not very long. Not very long.
Oh, but that's good. You're still in the early zeal stage.
Indeed.
Yes. I've been in that stage a few times. Yeah. Oh, but no, that's good. Keep that up. That'd be fantastic. So what sort of exercise do you take?
We're both doing a couple of home fitness programs, so competing with each other, which is very healthy.
Very good. Now, Sean, this board still has some unanswered questions on it.
It still has some unanswered questions, which I think I know, which is
Talk us through it.
promising. I can talk you through the first almost half. I guess that's why they call it the blues. I believe it's Sir Elton John, but the only other one I know, which I'm going to go for, is If You Tolerate This, Your Children Will Be Next, which I believe was the Manic Street Preachers.
And that will be your answer?
Yes, please.
Manic Street Preachers, says Sean. Let's see if it's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people knew it. It is right. 23 is still our low score. And you land on it. Joint low scorers in this pass. Very well done indeed, Sean.
Yeah, very well played, the Mighty Manics, and that was genuinely the song that was playing on the radio before my daughter was born. That was literally the last song that was played before she was born, and in that year as well, which tells you how old she is. Now, Elton John, you're absolutely right. They very kindly call him Sir Elton John, which is classy, very classy thing to do. You took the words right out of my mouth. Was Meatloaf.
Yes.
Early Meatloaf, 34 for that. Gilly Gilly, Austin Pfeffer, Katzenell and Bogan by the Sea.
Max Bygraves.
10 points for that. And I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man.
Prince.
Yeah, and that's the best answer on the board. 2 points. Very well done if you said Prince.
Thanks very much indeed. Well, we're halfway through the round. Let's have a little recap of our scores. 23, the best score of that pass. Very well done, Tom and Sean. 26 is where we find Ian and Pauline. Then it's quite a high kind of rate up to 100 where we find Tanya and Carl. So Carl, you know what we need from you, and fingers crossed it will be enough. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? Okay, let's put 7 more unfeasibly large songs up on the board. And we have got this guy works down the chip shop, swears he's Elvis, 1981. Sometimes you can't make it on your own, 2005. I bet you look good on the dance floor, 2005. I don't know what you want, but I can't give it anymore, 1999. When the going gets tough, the tough get going, 1986. Di-do-do-do, di-da-da-da, 1980. And you'll always find me in the kitchen at parties, 1980. I'll read those again. There's a guy works down the chip shop, swears he's Elvis, 1981. Sometimes you can't make it on your own, 2005. I bet you look good on the dance floor, 2005. I don't know what you want, but I can't give it anymore, 1999. When the going gets tough, the tough get going, 1986. Di-do-do-do, di-da-da-da, 1980. And you'll always find me in the kitchen at parties, 1980. Mara.
Yes.
Mara, welcome to Pointless.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here. What do you do, Mara?
I am an online merchandiser for a fashion company.
Fun. Do you do that sort of freelance or
No, I work for a large retailer.
Oh, I see. And
Yes.
there's a large, well-known retailer, but you do the online side of it.
Yes.
Right. Mara, I can't help noticing you sound like you're not from Birmingham.
I'm not. I'm from Boston.
From Boston. How long have you lived over here?
I've lived over here for 4 years.
Okay. Have your tastes till now been quite Anglophile, would you say?
Yes, I suppose you could say that.
Okay, good. Are you liking this board?
I'm glad that I'm the first person to go.
Good. Well, you've been set up very well by Sean. Lovely low score there. 76 is your target. 76 or less, you go through.
Okay. I'm not sure if this is going to be 76 or less, but I think I'll go for I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor, which I believe is the Arctic Monkeys.
You're getting such a lovely nod there from Sean. He was so proud of that. Now, here is your red line. If you get below that red line with the Arctic Monkeys, you're into the next round. How many people say the Arctic Monkeys? It's right. And it's true. 24 takes us up to 47. Normally, I say it's right when the thing goes off, and then when it goes through the red line, I say, and you're through.
Yeah.
That time, for reasons best known to my brain, I said, it's right, and it's true.
Oh, that's rather nice.
So it's both of those things.
Because it is true. I bet you do look good on the dance floor.
Yeah, there you
That's
are.
the thing. Very good answer. There's a lovely, genuinely good cover version of that song by the Sugar Babes. You wouldn't think it, but it is. It's a terrific version of it. It's a great song.
It's a great song. Now then, Tilda, welcome back. Remind us what you like getting up to, Tilda.
I like playing chess. I play that online because I don't know anybody good enough to play it.
Oh, there's fighting talk. There are chess masters in Lytham St Anne's right now, sitting up and going.
Well, I don't know them.
No, but no, you're good. You're good.
Well, I'm
How do you do when you're playing against your online opponent? Is it an actual person you're playing, or is
yes,
it?
it's a
right?
person.
I see.
But also, I do play against the computer, but you can set the computer to how hard you want it. So when I start losing, I just make it easier.
Quite right. Now, Tilda, you're on 23. Your target is also 76. What would you like to go for?
Well, there's about 3 that I know. I'm getting 2 a bit confused. I'm going to play safe again, and I'm going to say when the going gets tough, tough get going. And I think it's Billy Ocean.
Billy Ocean, says Tilda. Here is your red line. If you can get below this with Billy Ocean, you are home and dry. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Billy Ocean. It's right, and you're through. 38 is your score. 61 is your total.
Well played, Tilda. Uses the theme tune to Jewel of the Nile, and Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner, and Danny DeVito in the film. They all lip sync in the video as well.
They did, and they had Danny DeVito playing the sax solo.
Yeah.
It was fun though, because the sax was just a tiny bit bigger than him. Anyway, there we are. Thank you very much indeed. Now, Carl. Oh, Carl.
Oh, Carl, indeed.
Carl. Well, I'm looking at Pauline to try and read her to see if she's got a good answer or not. And she's giving nothing away. She's shaking her head, but no, she's giving nothing away. Carl, you know what we need from you. It has to be a low scorer. Carl, quickly, before you do that, remind us what you do.
I'm a project manager for my local council.
For your local council, that's right. And your interests, Carl?
I'm quite a keen Blackpool fan. No, I'm not really. No, I'm quite a big football fan. I like to play when I can. I play every week on a Sunday. It's the time of day I'm allowed to be let off daddy duties and go and run around a pitch like a maniac for a couple of hours and then crash on the sofa when I get home.
Very good. Now, Carl, you know what we need. What is going to score you a properly low score, I wonder, there?
Yeah, this is a terrible one for me. I knew Arctic Monkeys, so I'm just going to have a stab. I'm going to go with I Don't Know What You Want, But I Can't Give It Anymore. Sounds like a power ballad that a woman would sing, so I will say Celine Dion.
Celine Dion. I don't know what you want, but I can't give it anymore. No red line for you. You're the high scorers. How far down the column, I wonder, will we get with Celine Dion? No, I'm afraid not, Carl. But it was a game effort there. Scores you 100 points, takes your total up to 200.
Yeah, I liked your thinking. I did like your thinking. That sounds kind of reasonable. But yeah, not Celine Dion, I'm afraid.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, Pauline, welcome back. Welcome back. Remind us what you do, Pauline.
I work in a leisure centre at Concert.
That's right. But you don't work in the leisure side of it. You're hard at work.
Administration. Business support.
How many people do the administration there?
Just myself, mainly. And we'll have a head office with quite a few other guys.
I see. So there's a handful of fun people there. It's a nice atmosphere.
It is a very nice atmosphere.
And do you ever go down and use I say down, maybe it's up. I don't know. Do you ever go across and use the facilities?
I don't use the facilities quite as much as I should.
Is there a pool there?
There is a lovely pool there.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
A sauna, steam room, things like that?
Unfortunately not. Just the pool, a lovely fitness suite, some great outdoor sports facilities. I do quite a lot of running. So.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Now, Pauline, you're through to the next round. This is great news. What would you like to go for?
Well,
if you fancy talking through the board.
I've had a severe mental block. So I'm just going to cut to the chase and hope that da-da-da-da is the police.
The police, says Pauline. No red line for you as you're already through. Let's see how many of our 100 people said the police. It's right. Look at that, 23. Very well done indeed, taking your total up to 49.
Let's fill in the rest of this board, shall we? There's a guy who works down the chip shop.
Kirsty McCall.
The wonderful Kirsty McCall. Yeah, that would have scored you 26 points. Sometimes you can't make it on your own. Do you remember this one?
This is you too.
It is you too, yeah. Would have scored you 4 points. Now, I was with Carl. I don't know what you want, but I can't give it anymore. To me, that sounded like a power ballad. I thought maybe like Aerosmith or something.
Or a female country singer, maybe.
It's not, though. It is Pet Shop Boys. Yeah.
There you go.
Would have scored you 2 points. Almost the direct opposites of what we were thinking. And you'll always find me in the kitchen at parties. He had a huge hit, a huge Christmas hit. Jonah Louie.
Jonah Louie.
Yeah, that would have scored 15 points.
That's the one.
So Pet Shop Boys, best answer on the board.
Thank you very much. So at the end of our first round, the pair who are heading home with their high score of 200, Carl and Tanya. I'm so sorry. This is the last time we see you as well. It's been great fun having you, but I'm sorry we just didn't see more, is all I'm saying. But thank you so much, Carl and Tanya. Great contestants. But for the remaining three pairs, it's now time for round two. And so we are down to three pairs at the end of this round. Obviously, we'll have to say goodbye to another pair. Best of luck to all three pairs. Our category for round two today is chemistry. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. Okay, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many chemical elements that appear alphabetically between carbon and oxygen as they could. Richard.
Yeah, any element on the periodic table as of June 2016, please, that comes in the alphabet between carbon and oxygen.
There we are.
Any of them.
Any of them. Anyone. There we go. Ian, there we go.
It's not my strong subject, chemical elements. And alphabetically, I was going to go Californian.
Californium, says Ian. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Californium. Oh, Ian. I'm sorry. I scored you 100 points. I think you know why.
Such a brilliant answer to chemical elements that aren't between carbon and oxygen. It would have been a wonderful answer, but yeah, I'm afraid yes, before carbon.
Okay. Tom, what would you like to go for?
Lithium.
Lithium, says Tom. Let's see how many of our 100 people said lithium. It's right. 22 for lithium.
Yeah, the lightest of all the solid elements. Just the most relaxed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just the one of the solid elements you'd most like to sit next to at a dinner party.
Oh,
because you just have a nice time.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Richard. Sean.
As soon as I saw the question, my mind started naming elements that begin with really useful letters like B and T. But I'm going to go for fluorine.
You're going to go for?
Fluorine.
Fluorine, says Sean. Fluorine. Let's see how many of our 100 people said fluorine. It's right. Well, 100 is our high score, and you passed that as we went down the tower from the top, and you passed the low score as well. 10, there we are. Very good. 10 for fluorine.
Well played, Sean. Yeah, we just put down some wooden fluorine in our
that's nice.
stairs bedroom. It's lovely. It's really, really nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed. So we are about to go back down the line. So before we do that, shall we have a little recap of those scores? 10, Sean, well done, the best score of that pass. Sean and Mara looking like strong contenders for the head-to-head at this stage, as I have to say are Tom and Tilda, because I'm sorry, Ian and Pauline, you are out in front there with 100. So Pauline, I don't know what's going to happen in the next two answers, but who knows? Let you find a nice low-scoring answer just in case. Good luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? Mara, there you are on 10. If you can score 89 or less, you are through to the next round.
Okay. I just had two answers in my head, both of which I realized probably at the right time that they wouldn't be acceptable. So I'm going to have to go with something really obvious and say nitrogen.
Nitrogen, says Mara. Gets you a nod from Sean. Slightly raises the pulse of Pauline and Ian. Let's see. Here is your red line. If you get below that with nitrogen, you are through to the head-to-head. It's right, and you're through. Nitrogen. Oh, nitrogen. Look at that. 29. 39 is your total.
Very well played. Yes, 78% of the entire Earth's atmosphere is nitrogen.
I know, and yet R100.
I know.
Tilda, what would you like to go for? You're on 22, which means 77 or less keeps you in the game.
I keep going through the alphabet, making sure I've got my letters in the right order. They're jiggling about a bit. I'm going to say iridium.
Iridium. Oh, did you hear? Did you hear that? I don't know what causes that noise, but something in this studio. When a good answer is mentioned, when it's uttered, we hear a buzz. I think there are bees up there. I'm not sure. There's your red line. If you get below that red line, Tilda, you are through to the head-to-head. How many people said iridium? It's right. You are through. Oh, look at that, down to 3, if you please, Tilda. The lowest score of the round so far. 25 is your total.
That's terrific work, Tilda. Very well played. Yeah, hard silvery metal, iridium.
Thank you very much, Richard.
Pleasure.
Now, Pauline. Oh, Pauline, I'm sorry. You're the high scorers. I'm sorry. What would you like to go for?
Well, it was never going to be my strong subject, so I'm just going to have to go for magnesium.
Magnesium, says Pauline. Let's see how many of our 100 people said it. No red line for you as you're the high scorers. It's right. And that takes your total up to 127.
Yeah, unlucky on that podium one. It is genuinely amazing how often when we have these alphabetical ones that you say something outside of it. It just happens all the time, doesn't it? Just something goes, so it's very unfortunate. Or a couple of your favourites are pointless answers here.
Oh, well...
Laurentium is a pointless answer. Livermorium is a pointless answer. Let's take a look at some more, shall we?
Yeah.
Dysprosium, Flerovium, Hassium, all pointless answers. Indium, there's Livermorium. Look, Lutetium. Meitnerium, Mendelevium, Osmium, my favourite, of course. Lots and lots of other pointless answers out there. Gadolinium, Lanthanum, Hathium, Neptunium, Nobelium, they're all pointless answers. Let's take a look at the top three, ones that most of our 100 people said. Iron would have scored you 34, helium 42, and hydrogen on 48.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So at the end of our second round, the pair we have to say goodbye to, it's Pauline and Ian. Oh, I can't, it feels like it's like saying goodbye to old friends.
I know.
Oh, it's been lovely having you on the show. I'm so sorry I have to say goodbye to you now, but thank you so much for coming to play. Pauline and Ian. But for the remaining two pairs, it's now time for our head-to-head. Very well done, Tom and Tilda, Mara and Sean. You're now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for that jackpot, which stands at 5,750. But we've reached the head-to-head, which is lovely, because it means you can start playing as a pair now. You can chat before you give your answers, and the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. Well, Tom and Tilda, your second appearance on the show, and here you are, our golden couple in the head-to-head, which is a good advantage. But then Mara and Sean, I was worried on the first 2 rounds, just in case there was a very sort of UK-centric question or something that came up. But now you're playing together. You're a boon. So yes, this I think will be very interesting to watch. Best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. Here is your first question, and it concerns Batman on film. Richard.
We'll show you 5 pictures now of actors portraying Batman on film, but can you tell us the name of the actors, please?
Thanks very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 Batmen. I don't know. Anyway, here they are.
Batsman.
And, and we have got A, B, C, D, and E. There we are. 5 Batmans. Tom and Tilda, you are our golden couple, so you will go first.
Say it.
I'm going to say it, because I know it.
I'll say it then.
Yeah, I'm going to go for C. I think he was called Adam West.
Adam West, say Tom and Tilda. Now, Mara and Sean, do you fancy talking us through those other Batmen?
I could give it a go. A, I believe, is Michael Keaton. B, I think, is Val Kilmer. E is Mara's city friend, Ben Affleck. But we're going to go for D, who I think was Will Arnett.
Will Arnett, say Mara and Sean. So, we have Adam West and we have Will Arnett. Tom and Tilda said Adam West for C. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. It's right. 28. There we go. Adam West. Meanwhile, Mara and Sean have gone for Will Arnett for D. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Will Arnett. It's right. Will Arnett is a good answer. And it wins you the question. And it's a pointless answer. Look at that. Very well done indeed. That adds £250 to today's jackpot. Takes the total up to £6,000. Scores you nothing, Wins you the point. Very well done, Mara and Sean. After one question, you're up 1-0.
That's a terrific answer, yeah. Very well known for Arrested Development, 30 Rock, all sorts of things. Will Arnett. This is when Tom and Tilda win the next 2 points and nick that 250 quid, of course, isn't it? You took us through the board very nicely. A is Michael Keaton. Would have scored you 30 points. You'd have scored 31 for Val Kilmer. Right about that as well. So both of those would have been beaten by Adam West. And E is Ben Affleck, and he would have scored you 19.
Very good. Thanks, Richard. So here comes your second question. Mara and Sean, you get to answer it first. But Tom and Tilda, you have to win this one to stay in the game. So very, very best of luck. Our second question concerns Austria. Richard.
Yeah, simply 5 clues to facts now about Austria.
Lovely.
That's nice.
That is nice. So let's reveal our 5 clues, and here they are. Austrian racing driver who won 3 Formula One world titles in the 1970s and 1980s. City where Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was born in 1756. Former unit of currency that ceased to be legal tender in Austria in 2002. Chocolate cake with apricot jam first made in 19th century, once the subject of a court case. And the name of the mountain that is the highest peak in Austria. I'll read those all again. Austrian racing driver who won 3 Formula One world titles in the 1970s and 80s. City where Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was born in 1756. Former unit of currency that ceased to be legal tender in Austria in 2002. The chocolate cake with apricot jam first made in the 19th century, once the subject of a court case. And the name of the mountain that is the highest peak in Austria. Mara and Sean will go first.
I'm going to go for the racing driver, and I think it's Niki Lauda.
Niki Lauda, say Mara and Sean. Niki Lauda. Tom and Tilda, do you want to talk us through that board?
That's the only one I knew.
So we have a guess at...
We're going to have to guess at the
Mozart.
Mozart. Vienna, for the city where Mozart was born.
You're going to go for Vienna. So we have Niki Lauda and we have Vienna. Mara and Sean said Niki Lauda. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. It's right. For Niki Lauda. Now, Tom and Tilda have had a guess at the city where Mozart was born. Let's see if they're right with Vienna. And if they are, let's see how far down the column we go. But are they right? Oh, bad luck. I'm sorry, not Vienna, which means Mara and Sean. Very well done indeed. After only 2 questions, you're through to the final 2-0.
Yeah, it's very well played. Actually, Niki Lauda is the highest scorer on that board. The scores go down as the board comes down here because the city where Mozart was born, he died in Vienna, but he was born in Salzburg. Yeah, and that would have scored you 20, so would have won you the point. Do you remember this before the Euro?
The Austrian shilling.
The shilling, yeah. That would have scored you 19. The chocolate cake with apricot jam.
Sachertorte.
It is a Sachertorte. And that would have scored you 11 points. Now, this last one looks like a question you should know the answer to, doesn't it? Because Austria is an alpine country and it has lots and lots of mountains, so you think, well, I must know the answer to this. But I bet you don't, because it's a pointless answer. And it's the Großglockner.
I'm glad I... Großglockner.
Großglockner. Be a nice surname. What's the family name? Großglockner.
Großglockner.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh,
how lovely.
Yeah. Helga Großglockner.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Okay, so the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round. I'm so sorry, Tom and Tilda. It's been lovely having you on both shows, and you've done so well. Our golden couple in this show, but I'm afraid this is the end of the road, so we have to say goodbye. But thank you so much for going to play, Tom and Tilda. Well, for Mara and Sean, it's now time for our pointless final. Well, what about that? Congratulations, Mara and Sean. You fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot. And at the end of today's show, the jackpot is standing at £6,000. I mean, so many things just to run through. I mean, your first appearance on Pointless, straight through to the final. In the head-to-head, which, by the way, was a 2-0 victory, you found a pointless answer. We never get pointless answers in the head-to-head. We only put them in there for fun. You're not meant to know those. So here you are. I mean, surely we're looking at a jackpot win here. What would you like to see come up? Mara?
I think probably anything with film, television, American kind of
American sport?
knowledge. American sport would be probably better for Sean, but
Geography would be good.
geography would be okay. Yeah.
Sean?
Yeah, so American football, film. There's a few very big American TV series that we know quite a bit about.
Okay, well, very best of luck. Today's choices look like this. A's in literature, Stephen Sondheim, Scottish politics, classical music. It's kind of everything you asked for, isn't it?
Wow. Literature.
I think that looks the best of the bunch, to be honest. Yeah. We're going to go for A's in literature, please.
A's in literature, Richard.
Okay, it's been a brilliant performance so far from both of you, so fingers crossed you continue that run now. Very best of luck. Here are your 3 questions. We're looking for the title of any novel that's ever won the Booker Prize up to April 2016, please, that has an A in its title. We are looking for the name of any author who has won the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction from 1948, whose surname contains the letter A. Or we're looking for any poet in the nation's favourite poems that the BBC published in 1996, whose surname contains the letter A. So the titles of novels containing A, winners of the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction, surnames with A in them, and surnames with A in them for poets in that nation's favourite poems. Very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed. Now, as always, you've got up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that jackpot is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's put 60 seconds up on the board. There they are. Your time starts now.
Okay, so Booker Prize winning novels.
Okay, so-
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Does not contain the letter A. No, it does. It does.
Yes, it does.
Amsterdam. Amsterdam is won the Booker Prize
Okay.
and is definitely right.
Okay.
I'm thinking about poets. So Keats, I imagine, is in there.
Okay.
Bill Trolley's and Pointless.
Okay. Prize for Fiction. What about like the only thing I can really think of is like To Kill a Mockingbird or
So we've got To Kill a Mockingbird. We've got Amsterdam. We have Keats as an emergency.
what about Harper Lewis? Did Harper Lewis win for that?
Harper Lee,
Harper Lee. That could
No.
still be one. No.
but it's
okay.
not an A in the
Is it?
surname.
Oh, it has to be in the surname. Okay.
Sorry.
Um.
I'm just really
10
blank.
seconds left.
Really blank. Really blank.
Okay. Well, should we go with Keats then?
Well, we might as well.
Okay. Keats, To Kill a Mockingbird,
And Amsterdam. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I now need your 3 answers, and if you say which category you're answering in, that'd be great.
Okay, so from poets in the nation's favourite poets, we'll go for John Keats.
John Keats.
For the Booker Prize winning novels, we'll go for Amsterdam
Amsterdam.
and To Kill a Mockingbird.
Okay, you're going to go for that one as well.
Yes.
To Kill a Mockingbird for the Booker Prize. Okay. Of those 3, which is your best shot at a pointless answer?
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam goes last. Least likely to be pointless?
To Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird. And then we've got John Keats in the middle.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's pop those answers up on the board in that order then, and here they are. We've got To Kill a Mockingbird, John Keats, and Amsterdam. Well, very, very best of luck. 3 answers on the board there. Now, if one of these turns out to be pointless, you will leave here with that jackpot of £6,000. What would you like to do with that? Mara, you first.
We have a vacation planned in the not so distant future, so I think it would be spent on that.
Lovely. Sean?
And I think the rest of it, I think my parents will kill me if I don't say it will go in our house deposit fund. So it will definitely go in our house deposit fund.
Okay, well, your first answer, the one you thought was probably least likely to be pointless, is To Kill a Mockingbird. If it is pointless, it'll win you £6,000. But let's see what happens when we say To Kill a Mockingbird. No, that's an incorrect answer. You knew it was incorrect, but you didn't have time to change it, so unfortunately not a pointless answer. Let's move on to your next answer. John Keats. In this case, we were looking for any of the nation's favourite poets whose surnames contain the letter A. If this is pointless, it will win you £6,000. Let's see how many of our 100 people said John Keats. It's right. Now, To Kill a Mockingbird was incorrect. but John Keats is absolutely right. If this takes us all the way down to 0, you will leave here with £6,000. We're going down through the team. 16.
It's getting better.
But as you're saying, that's all moving in the right direction, but sadly not a pointless answer. So let's move on to your third and final answer, Amsterdam. Now, in this case, we were looking for Booker Prize winning novels. You've gone for Amsterdam. They had to contain the letter A. I think Amsterdam does. If this is pointless, it will win you £6,000. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Amsterdam. Is it pointless? It's right. To Kill a Mockingbird, your first answer, I'm afraid, was incorrect. John Keats, your next answer took us all the way down to 16. Now, Amsterdam takes us down past 16 and single figures down we go. We're still going down. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm so sorry. One person got Amsterdam. Oh, that's annoying. That's really annoying. You did so well there. And you ordered them absolutely beautifully. The tension in the room was extraordinary. But I'm afraid you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer. So I'm afraid you don't win today's jackpot of £6,000. That will therefore roll over onto the next show. But what a pleasure it's been to have you here. Wonderful, wonderful low score after low score. Pointless answer in the head-to-head, as I said. And you get to take home a pointless trophy each in commemoration, at least, of how well you've done. But I'm sorry it wasn't more you were taking home. But Mara and Sean, thanks so much.
Yeah, that's really, really lucky. It's a terrific performance. I'm glad you're laughing. At least that's nice. You can cry afterwards. I'm sorry, it's been a great performance. Let's take a look at the pointless answers. You're going to know loads of these names as well, but that's 60 seconds. Your brain shrinks, time shrinks, everything does. So some of the Booker Prize winning novels: Paddy Clark, Ha Ha Ha, Willie Doyle, Margaret Atwood's The Blind Assassin, the English patient Iris Murdoch's The Sea, everything apart from Wolf Hall, Hotel de Lac, The Narrow Road to the Deep North, The Luminaries, Schindler's Ark, The Remains of the Day, and The Gathering, and Amsterdam. Every other answer was a pointless answer. So well done if you got one. We'll move on to the Pulitzer Prize winners. Cormac McCarthy, Donna Tartt, Jhumpa Lahiri, William Faulkner, Michael Chabon, Michael Cunningham as well. Everyone there apart from Hemingway, Norma Mailer, Alice Walker and Jennifer Egan. Everyone else is a pointless answer. And the poets, again, lots of famous poets here, I'm afraid. A. Houseman, Andrew Marvell, Dylan Thomas, Siegfried Sassoon, Christopher Marlowe, D.H. Lawrence, John Clare, Lewis Carroll, Louis MacNeice, Thomas Hardy, Walter de la Mare. All pointless answers. Very, very well done. If you've got any of those at home.
Thanks very much, Richard, and thank you so much, Mara and Sean, for being such fantastic contestants. But I'm afraid you didn't win our jackpot today, which means it rolls over onto the next show, when we will be playing for £7,000. Join us then to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard. Goodbye. And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.